right. Hello, hello. I see two people are here. Why don't you put your name in the chat so we can see who I've got with me? I saw as many as four, and I guess they've come on and come off. So, all right. Excuse me. So obviously, as you guys know, I have COVID. Still a little sick. I'd love to get back as soon as I can, but it's probably not going to be tomorrow. So. I'm going to go over the questions that I saw were most missed on your practice test. I sent out an email earlier. So if anybody wants to join, wanted to join, they could join live. I see there's just one. Maybe that's just saying that I'm here. I don't know. All right. So I will record this and I will post it and I'll let you guys watch it tomorrow in class. That'll be part of your Canvas assignment. But there are multiple problems that I saw that we needed to work on. And we're going to start with those right now. So I'm going to start with question number 9, which was one of the most missed problems. It's going to be poor quality because what I'll be doing is just kind of writing it on my notebook. And then you guys will be just seeing what I have written down. So start with number 9. Negative 4/9 plus a negative 23/18. So with this problem, is that showing up backwards on there? Yeah, it is. I wonder if I can mirror this. Hold on, let me see if I can mirror. If not, that's going to be a bummer. Edit, customization. I'm sorry. I knew there would probably be issues. Pop out dashboard. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. I'm looking for an option to like make the video mirrored so that you're not seeing things backwards. And I don't know how to do that. I did that I've already recorded the video one time and it didn't work out. That's why we're trying it on YouTube Live now. Sorry again. Okay. Hey, Kyle. Thanks for jumping on. Kyle, that is backwards, isn't it? Like when you look at that does not look, that looks backwards, right? Just let me know. Big man Jeffrey. I don't know. No, it's not backwards. So you're reading that. Okay, awesome. Okay, so let's keep working then. All right, so if I'm looking at negative 4/9 plus a negative 23/18, the first thing I need to do is make sure I have a common denominator, and that's why I assigned so much of that Khan Academy practice for you guys. Batteries running low. All right. Sorry, I was kind of guessing we were going to have a few little issues here, but okay. All right. Okay, you need a common denominator on number 9. That was the first problem that we saw some issues with. So let's talk about finding a common denominator with 9 and 18. You would need to look for the least common multiple on those two. And when I'm looking at a denominator of 9, a denominator of 18, I know that 18 is a multiple of 9 and 18. So I'm going to convert the 4/9 to 18ths. I'm doing that off to the side here. So 4/9 is how many 18ths? Well, I would have to multiply by 2. So that's going to multiply this by 2. That would be 8/18. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite the problem as negative 8/18 plus a negative 23/18. And now that the denominators are the same, I'm able to just add those two rational numbers together. They're both negative, so I can just add the absolute values, 8 plus 23, and that's going to be 31. And they're both negative, so I'm going to keep the negative sign. So it's negative 31/18. If you already completed this practice test, guys, you probably might want to go ahead and get your work out if you have it available, like any work that you did in your notebooks. All right. Now let's look at question number 10. Question number 10 is a similar problem. We're looking at 17/12 minus a negative 1/8. So again, we've got denominators that are not the same. So we need to find a common denominator here. The least common multiple of 12 and 8 is going to be 24. If you needed help, what you could do is just, or excuse me, if you needed a strategy for that, you could just list all the multiples. But I think 24 is most of us can see that. So, okay, we're going to go 17/12 to 24ths. And so I'm just multiplying the denominator by 2, and I'm going to multiply the numerator by 2 as well. That's going to give me 34/24ths. Same thing with 1/8. If I make that into 24ths, I'm multiplying by 3, so it's going to give me 3/24ths. I'll let you see the work there. All right, now I'm just going to rewrite the problem. I'm not changing the value of those numbers by rewriting them. I think it's really important that we remember that, that this is, that 34/24 is 17/12. It's the same thing. It's just written as a different expression. Now, here's the part where we may have made a mistake, and I want us to see. Remember, anytime we have subtraction, we want to think about subtraction as adding the opposite. So I will take this subtraction and I'm going to make it addition, but then this number is going to have to become its opposite. So subtracting negative 1/8 is really going to be adding a positive 1/8, or as we've converted here, positive 3/24. So now I've got 34/24 plus 3/24, and that is 37/24. Both of those are positive, so we're going to keep that as a positive value. All right. Hey, let's not, yeah, thank you, Big J. Let's not spam the chat, please. Okay. 11 is 9 2/10 plus a negative 2 8/10. So I'm going to notice a couple things here. First, I'm going to notice that the signs are different. So whenever we have different signs, we're going to subtract the absolute values and keep the sign of the greater absolute value. So 9 5/10 is, or 9 2/10, excuse me, is the greater absolute value. So we'll be keeping the positive sign, but we want to go ahead and subtract. So 9 2/10 minus 2 8/10. I had to borrow from the 9, so I'm getting 8, and now I have 12/10. So that's going to be 4/10, and this is going to be 6. So 6 4/10, and it's going to stay positive because the positive number has the greater absolute value. All right. Excuse me. Oh, sorry, guys. I know it was short notice. I really appreciate you guys that came on live, and I'll give you a chance to ask any questions that you have in just a second. All right, let's do number 12. 2 86/100 minus 12 1/10. So again, I'm going to, because this is going to put me down into negative values. I'm going to go ahead and think of it like we've been doing with all of our integer addition and subtraction. I'm going to change the subtraction to addition by adding the opposite. So I'm going to make this 2 and 86 hundredths plus a negative 12 and 1/10. Because the signs are different, I'm going to subtract. So I'm going to come over here to the side and do that. 2 and 86 hundredths. 12 and 1/10 minus 2 and 86 hundredths. We're going to have to borrow all the way across here. So this is going to become 11. That's going to be 10, 10. Okay. When I subtract, I'm going to get 9 and 24 hundredths. 9 and 24 hundredths. And it's going to be negative because the negative value has the greater absolute value. Okay. The next question that we missed, thanks, Eden. Good to see you on here. Okay. Number 13, it asks us to write an addition expression and a subtraction expression. And I wish I could share the textbook with you, but I'm just going to kind of sketch out what it looks like in the textbook. Number 13, it's a number line. And starting at 0, there's a vector or an arrow to the right that goes to 3. And that's a positive 3. And then there's a vector going to the left that ends at -1, which would make that vector have a value of like -4. So it looks something like this in your textbook. So I'm going to add those together. And what we'll see is 3 plus -4, that would be an addition expression. And then the subtraction expression would just be, instead of adding the negative, we could just subtract 4. And adding the opposite or adding -4 is the same as subtracting 4. So either of those expressions would express this number line. Excuse me. All right. Am I sick? Yeah, Kyle, I have COVID. It got me pretty bad. I feel better today than yesterday though. All right, let's look at 15. 15 is the last one that I noticed. These numbers that I picked, I went through the practice test that you guys took, and I can see the problems that you missed most commonly. And I just wanted to go over those in general, just to kind of give you some feedback so that you're ready to test on Friday. I'll leave some assignments for you tomorrow as well. Give you a chance to get it all done. So, all right, number 15. The elevation of a fish is -27 feet. So I knew we would struggle with questions like this, and that's why I gave you like those rule of 4 papers where you had, let's draw a picture, let's use a number line, let's do all the different strategies, right? So here I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to start by drawing a picture of this fish, right? It says the fish is at -27 feet. So I'm just going to label where the fish is as -27, right? So I'm just drawing this picture. I think that's the best way to start with that. And then it descends 32 feet. So I'm going to put almost like it was a number line. I'm going to say it's going down 32 feet. I'm just going to add that to my picture. Then it says it descends 42 feet and then 14 feet. The fish descends 32 feet and then 14 feet. So I guess that means it's descending both times, which actually misread that the first time I read it. Sorry. So it looks like the fish descends 32 feet and then the fish descends another 14 feet. What's the new elevation? So this fish is at -27. you're adding a negative 32, and you're adding a negative 14. So let's just create that expression of negative 27. Hey guys, let's stop with the comments, please, unless you're adding something math related. All right, so I'm just adding those three values together. And remember that addition is commutative. We can add them in any order that we'd like. I think I'm going to do 27 and 32 first. That's going to be 59. Keep the negative sign because they're both negative. 59 and 14, both negative. So I'm going to add those together as well. And that's going to give me a negative 73. So that fish should have a new elevation of negative 73 feet, or 73 feet below sea level. So, all right, those were the questions that I saw you missed the most, and I was just trying to give you some feedback on those. I will scan these pages and I will put them on Canvas so you can use my work to compare to your work. Do you guys have any specific questions about the work that I've left you over the last couple of days? You'll be continuing that tomorrow, and I think I can come back on Thursday. I'm still having symptoms and feeling sick today, but if I don't want to get anybody sick. Number 9, that was the first one we did. Kyle, were you on for the first one? I'll show it to you again real quick. So number 9 here, Kyle, it was negative 4/9 plus a negative 23/18. We converted 4/9 to 8/18. So I had a negative 8/18 plus negative 23/18, and same sign. So I can just add the absolute values. 8 plus 23 is 31. So negative 31/18. The ELA action. Tell me what you mean by that, Jackson. The test was in your Chromebook, but anytime we do work through big ideas, you need to make sure that you're working it out on paper, because your answers aren't really valuable unless we can go back and look for mistakes that we've made on our in our work. So anytime I give you guys work to do on paper, or excuse me, on your Chromebook, I still want you to be working that out in your math notebook. So like all of the homework assignments, lesson, whatever practice, you need to work that out in the notebook and then just put your answers in online as a way to check. So, all right, I'm going to end the stream here unless you guys have questions. Does anybody have questions about like the Khan Academy work you're supposed to do? There's 3 quizzes. Those are all supposed to be graded. Anything over an 80 is good. It's a lot of the same skills that we struggled with on the test. Can you find a common denominator? Can you add and subtract mixed numbers, things like that? So, okay. What else? I'm going to have some extra credit assignments for you guys, or I'm going to call them not extra credit, but like continued learning, or enrichment is what we'll call them. Sorry, enrichment. And they'll be optional. So like that'll give people that need time to get the Khan Academy done. You'll be working on that. If the Khan Academy is done, I'm going to give you another assignment that you can complete, and I'll grade that assignment as like an extra one. Eden, which 3 quizzes? So there's a quiz 2 on adding and subtracting fractions. That is on the 4th grade Khan Academy. And then there's a quiz 2 in adding and subtracting fractions, and a quiz 3 adding and subtracting fractions. Those are 5th grade Khan Academy. So when you take the quiz, you should be able to see over to the left, like, is it a 5th grade or 4th grade? So quiz 2 from 4th grade, quiz 2 and 3 from 5th grade. And again, that's just practicing those basic like can you get a common denominator? Can you add, subtract, mix numbers so that we're able to do that? Because if we can't do it all positives, then we definitely can't do it with positive and negative values. I'm going to go ahead and log off anyway. So, Jackson, good night. That's cool if you got to go. Or that's not Jackson. I'm not sure who Big J is. But anyway, I'm going to log off and I will post this video so you guys can come back to it and watch it if you need to. So, Sienna, will we be doing the test on Thursday? No, Sienna, the test is on Friday. I'll be back on, my plan is to come back on Thursday. Like if things go well tomorrow, I was pretty weak, still have some symptoms today. So hopefully tomorrow, hopefully get better tomorrow and be back on Thursday. Test on Friday. So anything you guys need help with Thursday, I will try to stay as flexible Thursday as possible just to let you guys get whatever support you need on Thursday. So, good job to those of you that tuned in tonight. Like I appreciate your work ethic. I'm going to end this though, because I do want to use it to post tomorrow and I don't want it to be 45 minutes long or whatever. So, all right. Thanks guys. Have a good night. I'll hopefully see you on Thursday.